For the sake of her dream guy, Joanna, my fiancée of many years, dumped me in the countryside to fend for myself. 3 years later, she came back with that dream guy to collect me, tossing out, "It's been 3 years. Even a dog should have learned its lesson by now. I'm doing this for your own good. If you don't change your temper, don't even dream of becoming my husband." Everyone expected me to crumble, wail about those 3 years, and cling to her. I simply smiled. "Sorry, miss," I said. "I'm already married." I'd just wrapped a shoot and was heading home when I spotted a dozen luxury cars lined up outside the old Moo estate, models I hadn't seen in years. As I neared, the yard buzzed with voices. "It's been 3 years. What's that young Master Joel turned into? Probably a bumpkin by now, right? Young Master, my foot. He's just an orphan who freeloaded off the Moos, acting like an heir." Exactly. No blood ties with the family. Without their charity, he'd be worse than a beggar. Joel's temper was awful. I bet 3 years out here finally humbled him. A deep, male voice cut through the snickers, and the yard quieted. Familiar, Anthony, her golden boy. 3 years ago, after his father died in a car wreck, Joanna brought him home. And I got sent away. When she packed me off, she'd said, "Anthony just lost his family, and you're still so vicious. He's always been kind to you, don't you have a heart? When you learn to behave and grow up, I'll let you come back. Otherwise, stay there forever. I'm doing this for your own good. If you don't change that attitude, don't ever hope to be my husband." For my own good! Nice cover. In practice, it meant siding with Anthony no matter what, abandoning me in Nowhereville and pretending I didn't exist, when she knew I was barely holding on. Someone chimed in, "Good thing Anthony's gracious. If it were me, I'd have locked Joel up a few years." Anthony murmured, "Joel is still technically part of the Moo family," and trailed off. Others cooed, "Don't be sad. He's getting what he deserves. What do you think he'll do when he sees us?" Obvious. He'll break down, beg to go back with Joanna, grovel on his knees. Joanna's cold snort. "It's been 3 years. Even a dog should have learned its place. If not, let him rot here." Laughter. "Hope he hasn't learned, then we never have to see him. Yeah, that boot-licking face is disgusting." Someone hesitated. "But aren't you two still engaged?" Anthony turned, eyes bright with hope. Joanna said, "Engagement. Depends on how he performs." His gaze dimmed. I couldn't help laughing. I didn't hide it. My laugh rode the breeze into the courtyard, startling little sunbathing turtles. People near the door turned. "Joel? That's really Joel?" In no way. Shouldn't he be all rustic by now? They'd expected a dust-caked farmer after 3 years in exile. Instead, dark tech jacket, on-trend sneakers, brand-new casual shoes. A high-end camera at my neck, coffee in hand. Not a trace of bumpkin. Joanna's eyes flickered, surprised. "Joel," she said, tone distant, nothing like the warmth she reserved for Anthony. I remembered how that used to gut me. How we'd argued. Not anymore. "Miss Moo," I greeted, sipping my coffee. She frowned at the formality. "Only 3 years, and you're playing stranger? I'm your fiancé. That's how you talk to me? Looks like 3 years wasn't long enough. You still haven't learned your lesson. Keep this up and I'll call off the engagement." I looked at her coolly. Why assume I still had feelings? I'd been orphaned at 10. Grandpa Moo took me in and announced my engagement to Joanna on the spot. From then on, I let myself fall for her warmth. When love ran deepest, she said she loved me too. Said she wanted to be my wife. Then Anthony moved in, and everything shifted. Bit by bit, the care that was mine migrated to him. I argued, sulked, picked fights with Anthony. Every time I got the scolding. Then his watch vanished. Joanna came straight to me. I despised him, sure, but I wasn't a thief. Especially then, my cat, her birthday gift to me and my symbol of love, was dying in a pet hospital. I'd rented a place nearby and barely came home. I stood tall and denied it. Somehow the watch turned up in an old jacket of mine. Joanna slapped me. Then she smashed the jade bracelet my parents had chosen for their future daughter-in-law. Watching it shatter, I snapped and charged Anthony. He tumbled down the stairs. She shipped me to the countryside. My cat didn't make it through that summer. I stayed silent. Joanna's patience thinned. Just as she drew breath to lash out, I lifted my left hand and showed her the ring. Sorry, Miss Moo, I said. I'm already married. Her frown deepened. Anthony slipped an arm around her, big brother gentle. Joel, don't lie. Joanna, cut your cards. How have you lived? You're young. Don't let some sleazy woman take advantage. Joanna's gaze slid to my clothes. Her face cooled as she recalled she'd cut me off. To them, without Moo money, I had no business dressing well. Their chorus sneered. Got a sugar mommy, Joel? Out here? Some lonely widow pick you up? Joanna's face darkened. Are you even a man? Toss your dignity, fine, but don't drag the Moo name down. She clearly believed I'd sold myself. But Joanna, after all these years, don't you know me at all? I scanned the group. I should be asking if any of you have dignity. You came here to act up in my yard. I'm not like you. Even without help, even without the Moos, I can live just fine. She hadn't expected the bite. Oh, really? You without the Moos? She scoffed. I know your tricks. You're just trying to get my attention. I laughed. Get your attention? You think you're worth that? I tipped my coffee, and it splashed her perfect face. Joanna, Anthony pulled her close. She shoved him off, wiped her face, raised her hand to slap me. I stepped back. What, the Moo princess wants to hit people again? She froze, took a breath. Doing great, aren't you? Fine, rot out here forever. She stormed off. The entourage scurried after. Anthony lingered, whispering as he passed. Joel, thank you. Without you, Joanna would never see how good I am. I said nothing. The things you treasure are trash I threw out. If you like scraps, enjoy them. I grabbed my groceries and crossed to the house opposite the Moo estate. Inside, a woman muted a video call and ran into my arms, smiling. Finally, you're late. I'm starving, I hugged her. Out working all day and you didn't cook to reward me? She wrinkled her nose. I can't cook. Instant noodles? I pinched it. You rascal, since when have you cooked here? What was all that racket outside? My eyes dimmed. Joanna showed. And said she came to take me back. I taught her a lesson, her brows knit. Good, someone needed to. I studied her. That's it? She only smiled, fingers doodling circles on my chest. I know your past. Sure, I get jealous. But you're with me now. That's all that matters. Her lips met mine, water soft, melting me into her warmth. A month later, I saw Joanna again, at Gabriel's engagement. He'd trekked out to invite me. I couldn't refuse. Seeing Joanna and Anthony, there wasn't a shock. Gabriel spotted them, pulled me behind him like a broody hen, and sent his fiancée Angelica to handle them. He dragged me to a corner, guilty. Sorry, I forgot they'd be here. I smiled. After so many Moo years, it was normal. It's fine, I stopped caring. Besides, I'm married now. He froze, eyes wide. Married? Since when? How did I not know? 6 months. He stared, then grinned. I knew it. Someone like you wouldn't pine for that rotten tree. Women like her? Not worth it. He thumped my chest, genuinely happy. Back when Anthony first arrived, he'd warned me again and again. I was stubborn. I kept bashing my head against that wall. Now I'd finally stepped away. He squinted. So where's the wife? Don't tell me I don't count as a brother. Business trip, I said. Back tonight. Next time we treat you. He nodded, satisfied, then dragged me center stage, grabbed the mic and beamed. One more announcement. This is my buddy Joel, and guess what? He's married. The room went still. Many here knew Joanna's fiancé was named Joel. No one had heard she'd married. Gabriel teased. What, you're not happy for my bro? The crowd recovered, laughing and clapping. Of course, congrats. Wishing you 100 years and a baby soon. Amid the blessings, I nodded. Anthony approached with a wine glass, concern painted on. Joel, you were in the countryside 2 years, and now suddenly married. Are you sure you're not being scammed? I know you're bitter about Joanna sending you away, but she did it for your own good. You're young. Don't be impulsive. Marriage is big. Be careful. I cut him off. Don't you think you meddle too much? Even if I married a pig, it's none of your business. I hated that faux concern. Back at the Moos, he'd played the gentle saint while I became the family's black sheep. I'd long seen through it. His face fell. Joanna arrived, stared a long beat, and said, Joel, that's enough. After the party, I waited roadside for a ride. Joanna's car pulled up. Get in, she said cold. No need. My wife's picking me up, she sneered. How long are you keeping this act? Fooling others is one thing. Everyone in City A knows you've loved me for years, would die for me. Who would ever want to marry you? Get in, and I'll ignore that you snuck back into the city. When I didn't move, disgust creased her face. Don't tell me you really became someone's side piece. Who has such awful taste? I smiled faintly. Miss Moo, have you been someone's side piece? Otherwise, why are you so sure that's what this is? Only filthy minds assume everyone else is filthy. She looked like she'd swallowed a fly. What happened to you? She demanded, righteous as if heartbroken. Truth is, I hadn't changed. I'd always been mischievous. My mother scolded me for it. In the Moo house, I mouthed off, and she used to laugh. A man should have backbone, that's attractive. Then Anthony arrived, and suddenly I was immature and unstable. So I dulled my edges. I won't anymore. Anthony had been sitting in the passenger seat listening. Seeing Joanna's face, a tiny smile flickered. He said gently, Joel, how can you speak to Joanna like that? She's thinking of you. Shut up, I rolled my eyes. No one asked you. Just because you're quiet doesn't mean you're mute. This is between me and Joanna. What's it to you? He flushed at a loss. A pink sports car slid up. I didn't spare them a glance. I got in. Over the engine roar, I heard Joanna cursing. Later that night, an unknown number rang. And Selena, Joanna's bestie. Joel, what are you doing? Putting the kid to bed. Silence. Putting a kid to bed? An actual child? What else? Don't mess with me. Joanna was never pregnant. How do you have a kid? Joanna's not the only woman who can have a child with me, she squeaked. No way, you really got married? And have a kid? Am I not allowed? It's just, you were engaged to Joanna and obsessed with her. How are you suddenly married? You're faking, I laughed. Marriage isn't a joke. It's real. When the wedding happens, you'll get an invite. Chaos flared on her end. The call dropped. I shrugged. Joanna's friends rarely thought I deserved her. After Anthony, their disdain only grew. Another call, Joanna. Without hello, she screamed, Joel, tell me that kid isn't yours. I chuckled. Are you serious? Say that child isn't yours. She shrieked, loud enough to fill the room. I held the phone away. If that's all, I'm hanging up. Did you not farting hear me? Where are you? I'd seen all her tantrums. Her yelling didn't touch me. Suddenly someone plucked the phone from behind. Amelia's soft voice. Joel's sleeping with me now. Say it later. Click. I turned to sparkly eyes and a mischievous grin. She leapt into my arms, nuzzling my neck, smelling of fresh peach shower gel. Work harder, she whispered, or you won't have any kids to tuck in next time. I cupped her and laughed. I was talking nonsense, she pecked my lips. Not for long. 3 days later, Amelia and I visited Grandpa Moo, who'd always treated me like a grandson. His health had worsened. He was back for his 80th before heading overseas again. After greeting him, Amelia took a call and stepped to the garden. I waited in a corner. I thought you'd never come back, a voice said. Joanna, frosty, staring. I smiled. It's Grandpa's birthday. Of course I'd come. I brought my wife to meet him. Her eyes were icy. New tricks? Spent 3 years plotting how to piss me off? Stop dreaming. I'll tell Grandpa now the engagement is off. She glanced past me, sneering. What, didn't bring the illegitimate child that old woman gave you? You disgust me. Get out of the Moo house, a lazy voice drifted in. Oh, the Moo eldest daughter really thinks she commands the whole estate. Joanna froze and turned. Aunt. Amelia took my hand and looked straight at her niece. I wouldn't dare call myself your aunt, especially since you just tried to throw your uncle out. Joanna blanched, staring at our hands. He's my uncle. Joel and you, he's your uncle, Amelia snapped. And you call him by name. Joanna went ash pale, but during dinner she wore a calm mask, as if nothing had happened. After the banquet, Amelia went for the car. I waited at the gate. Joanna yanked me into a corner, eyes ice cold. You did this on purpose? You and my aunt, putting on a show to get at me. You're overthinking. If this were a show, I wouldn't bring her here. Old family divorces had left scars. If it weren't for me, Amelia wouldn't have come. And Grandpa truly cared for me. I wouldn't lie to him. She knew all this. Anger made her irrational. She laughed coldly. So this is revenge, because I chose Anthony and dumped you in the countryside. I told you behave and you be my husband. What the hell are you doing now? Looking at the redness in her eyes. I remembered the day Anthony arrived when she promised not 10,000 Anthonys could compare to me, that I'd always be the one she loved most. Later she kept shielding him, scolding me, and finally hitting me, the crack of that jade bracelet breaking like my heart. I stared at the flowers. Joanna, the moment you stepped in front of Anthony to shield him, you should have known. We had no future. I'm not someone who forgives and forgets. We're like that jade. Once shattered, we can't go back. I'm married to Amelia. You have Anthony. Let's move on. Emotion flickered. She whispered, Are you really this heartless? I do have feelings for you, truly. I just pitied Anthony. He lost both parents. I laughed hollow. And me. I lost both at 5. At 10, the grandfather who raised me died. Wasn't I pitiful? If she truly cared, how could she abandon me for 3 years? No visits, no calls. Do you remember why I came to the Moo family? She stiffened, pale, speechless. I rolled up my sleeve, showing the scar. When you sent me away, I fell into depression. I tried to end it more than once. Many times I didn't think I'd survive. But I did! And I met someone who truly loves me. Headlights flashed. Amelia. She's here. I'm leaving. Joanna lowered her head. I pulled free and walked off. Long after we'd driven, a message buzzed. Joel, you once said you'd only ever marry me. I had said that back when I loved her like breath, when I believed she'd only ever love me. I'd made that vow with all my heart. But now, I'd broken it. Because she turned away first. I ignored the text, tossed the phone in back. Joanna? Amelia asked. I nodded. She's been ridiculous, always acting like the world's hers. She'll sober up eventually, I grinned. Not jealous? She pulled into a quiet spot, bit my lip, voice low and dangerous. Who told me to fall for you? If I love you, I accept your baggage. I'm your wife. You're not going anywhere. I kissed her. Neither of us would lose the other. I didn't see Joanna again. Gabriel dragged me to basketball, then groused during water breaks. She's nuts! Angelica said she trashed a bar that night. Anyone would think she was into me. He laughed, then sobered. Haven't seen her. Anthony asked Angelica if she'd heard from her. Where do you think she went? I dribbled. Who knows? That night I was ambushed outside my place by Joanna, reeking of alcohol. Joel, I had a nightmare. You married my aunt. Tell me it's not true, please. You said you'd marry me. You said you'd only love me. There's no way you'd marry someone else. I stared and pulled out my phone to call Amelia. She snatched it and smashed it, eyes red. Say it. Say you only love me, will only ever marry me. Say you and Amelia are lying, that it's fake. She dropped to her knees, voice shaking. I'd never seen her like this, like she really loved me. In the past, I would have pulled her up and soothed her. Now, everything was different. If you want to play the heartbroken lover, I said flatly, go find Anthony. I don't need it. Head down, she was silent a long time. Then softly, I know I was wrong. I went to the countryside these past days, visited every place you lived, met your old therapist. I know I hurt you. If you give me a chance, I'll make it right. I'll go anywhere with you, someplace no one knows us. Just the two of us. I'll be the woman who loves you most. Please, Brother Joey. Hearing that name jolted me. Ever since Anthony, she'd stopped using it, only Joel, cold and distant. Hearing it again brought no joy. No, I said. What we had is over. Like that jade, it shattered long ago. I stepped away. She grabbed my hand. It trembled. I ignored it, eyes lifting to the figure walking toward me, and I smiled. Amelia arrived, face cool. First thing she did was peel Joanna's hand off my arm, yank her to her feet, and slap her. I'm letting this slide because you're my niece. Don't let me see you again. And stop chasing my husband. Next time I won't be polite. She wiped her hand, took mine, and led me home. Behind us, Joanna collapsed like discarded cloth. She never came again. Next time I saw her was at a symposium. She was thinner. Anthony stood beside her. I nodded politely and took my seat. Leaving later, I felt her eyes on me. At intermission, Anthony approached. Since you married Joanna's aunt, stay away from her. Stop looking for excuses to get close. Do you know what she's been through? She nearly died because of you. I met his gaze. What she does has nothing to do with me. I was invited by the organizers. It was a government-hosted event for people with real contributions. He wasn't a fool. He realized I wasn't there by accident. His face stalled. He still wanted to talk. I wasn't Joanna. By the way, I'm her uncle-in-law. You're her friend. That makes me your elder. Didn't anyone teach you how to speak to elders? He stiffened, unused to not looking down on me. He bit his lip, unable to say the words. Seeing my smile, his look turned venomous. What are you proud of? You wouldn't be here without Amelia. You married her for her money. Don't think I don't know. I didn't answer. I looked past him. Joanna, good timing. Take your guy away. Anthony flinched, turning to see Joanna behind him, face stormy. He opened his mouth. She grabbed him and dragged him out. I felt a twinge of regret. He wouldn't see me go on stage. He still didn't get it. I never needed anyone to prop me up. I'm my own support. In the second half, I gave my talk. As I stood, a gaze locked on me and stayed until I reached the podium. I didn't search for it. Hello, everyone. My name is Joel. Thunderous applause followed. I glanced over the crowd and met Joanna's eyes by chance, filled with something I'd never seen from her, or even admiration. I looked away. When it ended, she fought against the flow to reach me. Joel! I didn't expect you to become someone like this. I replied, I owe it to you, really. Sent to the countryside, I fell into depression, attempted suicide. During my last hospitalization, I shared a room with someone who filmed everything. She said she wanted to record the world's beauty so her life wouldn't be wasted. Something shifted. I picked up a camera, capturing the beauty around me. Through it, I discovered traditional culture and forgotten crafts, fighting not to be erased in a world moving too fast, like me, searching for a reason to go on. I began weaving intangible heritage into my videos, at first just to preserve it. Because once something is forgotten, it truly disappears. To my surprise, the work drew attention. I became a modestly successful creator. A year later, I met Amelia. She'd fallen ill and gone to recuperate. I was still in the old estate, filming slices of life, when she appeared in a heavy snowfall, smiling into my lens. You must be the video guy. I'm Amelia, I've wanted to meet you. Later we traveled, exploring traditional arts. During an episode on handcrafted phoenix coronets, I proposed. I smiled at the memory. Joanna noticed and softened for a heartbeat, nostalgia mixed with sorrow. I didn't ask what she felt. I didn't want to know. I straightened my coat to leave. She lifted a hand. Instinctively, I stepped back, then saw what she held. A jade bracelet, almost identical to the one my parents left me. I searched everywhere for this, she said. Doesn't it look like yours? There was hope in her voice, but my gaze landed on the scar on her wrist, so like mine. She saw where I looked and smiled bitterly. I guess there's at least one thing we still have in common. I sighed. Joanna, you know the truth. What we had ended 3 years ago. Everything you're doing now is a burden to me. Please, stop showing up in my life. With each word, her face drained. I didn't look again. I walked past. Behind me came the clatter of jade on stone and a muffled, stifled sob. From then on, I truly never saw her. Not even when I visited Grandpa. Anthony was gone too. Later, I learned Joanna kicked him out and cut contact. He hunted for her, even came to me, but each time someone hauled him away within minutes. I asked Amelia if it was her. She said no, I thought life would just go on. I didn't expect to hear of Joanna like this. Her best friend called, angry and tearful. For half a year, Joanna had been drinking hard, rarely sober. 2 nights ago, she woke and insisted she had to find me. That night, she crashed her car. She survived, but her leg was badly hurt. The doctor said she might never walk again. We tried to stop her, Selena rasped. She kept crying that tomorrow was your birthday, that she'd missed the last 3 and couldn't miss this one. If we'd known, we wouldn't have let her keep spiraling. She did all this because of you. Amelia, curled in my arms, looked up as she heard the voice. I pinched her cheek and hung up. She kissed my chin and whispered, "This isn't your fault." I knew. Still, it felt absurd. When she had me, she didn't cherish me. Now that she's gone, what's the point of pretending she did? Affection that comes too late is worth less than dirt. I'd always understood that. I didn't go see her. Half a month later, deep into the night, a text arrived. From Joanna. "Joel, I'm sorry!" I didn't reply. Our story had already ended. From now on, I will be untouched by spring and autumn, and detached from romance and worldly beauty.